Okay, I get this question constantly. In the comments and in my DMs, somebody always asks me some version of the same thing. Who would win in a fight? So today we're settling it. This is the official power ranking. 5 of the heaviest hitters in Man Behind the Veil thrown into one room, no teams, no plot armor, no rules, last one standing wins. And I want to be clear up front, this is from my chair, the writer's chair. This isn't something that happens in the books. Nobody actually brawls. This is me, the guy who made these people, telling you how I think it shakes out. You're allowed to disagree. You're probably going to disagree. That's the fun. So our 5 fighters: Alan Fredrickson, Cooper Fredrickson, Carly Zane, Greg, and Marcus Zane. But there's one rule, and it's a big one. Marcus doesn't get the veil. Here's why. It's a well-established fact in this series that Marcus Zane, while wearing the veil, is the single greatest living threat at any given moment. If I let Marcus keep the veil for this, there's no ranking, there's no fight. There's a list of 4 people and a cleanup crew. It's a slaughter. It's not interesting. So, for the sake of having an actual fight, we take the veil away. Marcus walks in as just Marcus. Brilliant, deadly, top tier, but mortal. We'll talk about Veiled Marcus at the very end. For now, veil off. Let's rank some fighters. Let's start at the bottom and immediately complicate it. Because 5th place doesn't mean weakest. Not here. Greg is the most interesting fighter on this entire list. And here's the thing. There isn't a single scene in the books where Greg throws a punch. Not one. We never see him fight. So why is he even on the list? Context clues. Let's walk through Greg's resume. Greg worked alongside Alan Fredrickson, directly, firsthand, back in an earlier chapter of both their lives. Greg recruited Carly Zane, who went on to become an elite assassin and bounty hunter. And Greg recruited Marcus Zane, the Prophet, the most dangerous character in the entire series. You don't get to be the man who acquires those people, who handles those people, who earns their trust and points them where they need to go by being soft. The books never show us Greg's skills, but the people around Greg tell you everything. Greg has a hidden gear. I know because I gave it to him. So why last place? One reason, and it's not skill, it's age. Greg is older than everyone else in this room. Not senile, don't get me wrong, the mind is still sharp, the instincts are still there, but it's noticeable. His prime is behind him. In a 5-way brawl against people at the peak of their physical lives, the body has a ceiling the will can't break through. So Greg goes down first, but understand how he goes down. Swinging, trying his hardest, making 3 younger fighters genuinely work for it. He doesn't get embarrassed, he gets outlasted. There's a difference, and Greg earns that difference. 5th place, respect. 4th place, I put Cooper Fredrickson. And before anyone types an angry comment, let me get ahead of you. Cooper's an elite soldier. He's the commander of the Abyssal Combat Corps, Leviathan 7's entire military arm. He's Alan Fredrickson's son, and he carries that name like it weighs something, because it does. In basically any situation you can imagine, Cooper stands his ground flawlessly. Put him in a war, a raid, a siege, a command role, he is exceptional, top of his field. Because this specific scenario, a chaotic, no rules, 5-way free-for-all, is the one environment where Cooper is just slightly less prepared than the others. Cooper's a soldier. Soldiers are trained for structure. Teams, objectives, coordination, doctrine. Take all of that away and drop him into pure chaos against an assassin, a wildcard handler, and 2 of the most dangerous individual fighters alive, and that's the one place where his particular brand of excellence doesn't fully translate. Don't read this as a knock. If I rank these 5 on who do you want commanding your defense, Cooper might be first. But the question isn't that. The question is the brawl. And in the brawl, Cooper places 4th, beaten by people who live in chaos instead of order. In 3rd place, I have Carly Zane, and this is where the rankings start getting genuinely hard to call. Carly's an elite assassin and bounty hunter. Mantle Militia, the best in the world at quiet, surgical, no-trace work. She doesn't fight fair, and that's not an insult. That's the entire point of her. She's not trying to win a duel. She's trying to win. Full stop. Now I went back and forth on something. Do I let Carly keep her cloaking device? Because I took the veil away from Marcus, so part of me wanted to strip everyone down to nothing but themselves. But here's the difference. The cloaking device isn't a god mode artifact like the veil. It's standard issue Mantle militia gear. It's part of who they are as a faction. Taking it off Carly would be like taking a soldier's training away. It's not a cheat, it's her kit. So Carly keeps the cloak. That's fair to her and fair to the mantle. With the cloak, Carly is terrifying. She's stealthy enough to get in, land real hits, vanish, reposition, land more. She makes the final two earn it. She is absolutely getting some clean jabs in on everybody. But she runs into a wall. Two walls, actually. Alan Fredrickson's combat awareness is so sharp that stealth only buys her so much. He feels the room, he tracks the absence, he knows when something's wrong. And Marcus's brain, given even a little time, starts solving her. Her patterns, her timing, where she'll be. Between Alan's awareness and Marcus's problem solving, the cloak stops being enough. They find a way. And Carly goes down. Smooth, quiet, no wasted motion. Third place, and genuinely dangerous the entire way there. So now we're down to two. The last two standing in the room. And honestly, this is the matchup the whole episode was built around. Alan Fredrickson and Marcus Zane. No veil. Marcus is, even without the veil, one of the deadliest people in this world. He came up through the NHA's ranks and clawed his way to number 2 on the board, and the only person ahead of him was Alan. His real weapon isn't his hands though, it's his mind. Given time, Marcus solves anybody. He reads the pattern, finds the gap, and turns your own habits into the thing that beats you. Nobody outthinks Marcus. Nobody. And then there's Alan. In the books, Alan Fredrickson is described as immovable. One of those men who felt too experienced, too grounded, too hard to kill. He'd stare down a Xeno with the same calm he used explaining protocol over coffee. His combat awareness is the best in the series. Not the strongest, not the fastest, the most aware. He reads a fight before it happens. Here's how it goes. It comes down to the wire. Genuinely. These two are the closest matchup on the list by a mile. Marcus's path to victory is time. If you give Marcus enough time, he outthinks Alan. He solves him like he solves everyone. Given enough rounds, enough minutes, enough information, Marcus wins. But that's exactly the thing Alan never gives him. Alan's superior combat awareness means he doesn't let the fight slow down into the kind of puzzle Marcus needs it to be. He doesn't give Marcus the time to figure him out. He keeps it fast, keeps it physical, keeps it inside the window where awareness beats analysis, and he closes it out before Marcus can finish solving him. And there's a moment in the books that tells you everything. Years ago, in the training arena, a young Marcus finally cut seconds off Alan's course time. A huge deal. Alan walked over, shook his hand, and said, "Congratulations, don't let it go to your head. I'll have it back by Wednesday." He had it back by Tuesday. That's the whole fight, right there. Marcus can take a piece off Alan, but Alan takes it back before Marcus can build on it. He doesn't give him the time. Alan Fredrickson wins. Number 1. The strongest character in the series, combat-wise. Now, everything I just said, the whole ranking, Alan at number 1, all of it, that's with Marcus's veil taken away. Give Marcus the veil back, and none of this exists. There's no ranking, there's no comes down to the wire. Veiled Marcus versus this entire room, Alan included, isn't a fight. It's a slaughter. That's not me hyping my own character, that's just the rule of the world I built. Veiled Marcus is the most dangerous living thing in this series at any given moment, and it isn't close, which is precisely why I had to take it off the table. You cannot rank a god against mortals, so I benched the god and let the mortals fight. So the final word, Alan Fredrickson is the strongest character in the series, and Marcus Zane, with the veil, is in a category that doesn't appear on any list, because he is the list. That's the ranking. Alan, Marcus, Carly, Cooper, Greg. Fight me about it. Actually, please fight me about it. The comments are open and I read every single one. Tell me who I got wrong. Tell me you'd put Cooper over Carly. Tell me Greg's age wouldn't matter. Tell me you think no veil Marcus takes Alan. I want to hear it. And if enough of you make a good enough case for somebody, maybe I do a part 2 and re-rank. And hey, if you took the faction quiz from a couple episodes back, drop your faction next to your pick. I'm curious whether the Mantle people all ride for Carly and the Leviathan 7 people all ride for Cooper. I bet they do. Subscribe for more lore drop. We do character studies, faction breakdowns, and apparently now, fantasy brawl rankings. See you on the next one.